It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. And before I start the show, I want to thank everybody that actually supports my show, the feedback all over the world. I'm really loving it, and you guys keep tuning in. Now, today's show is a brother that I know. He's based out of Milwaukee. We talk off and on the phone periodically, and I do check in with him from time to time. And on the House of the Legends, I bring you DJ Hakeem Sybram.
What's up, brother?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm really
It's a
good.
pleasure to have you on my show, man, because this is a show that that should have been actually done a long time ago. We get on the phone and we talk about some interesting topics and especially music.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, let's tell the viewers about you and how you actually incorporate yourself into the music scene.
I started out DJing at the age of 14 back in '79 after hearing Rapper's Delight. I have two aunts, Marcy and Celeste, were really big into club music. I grew up with a lot of funk and jazz and other styles of music around the house. So by me getting into that, that's how I got into like the club sound, or that's what we used to call it. This is pre-house. And then I was DJing a lot of rap music, and I used to be a rapper too. And did a lot of showcases and stuff like that, and as a rapper, and did DJ a lot of parties in the Atlantic City and Plainfield area over the years, and morphed into DJing house music and doing private parties and things like that. The production side came about 11 years ago. I had taken a break from DJ and I was working in corporate America. And I decided to play around with some different software and got into the production side of things. So, I mean, that was kind of a quick overview. But in between that, I was also doing singing competitions and things of that nature. So I was doing a lot of different things in the music industry. And I met a lot of people,
Okay.
In the various parts of the entertainment industry.
So you really affiliated yourself around a lot of people that was actually on the scene of the craft of music. And so, to sum it up, what actually made you get into the production side of it? Did you feel at that time that besides just playing music, just let me put something out there that, let me create my own energy?
Yes, I always wanted to. I used to always hear songs or popular songs or songs that were less than popular, and I always wanted to put my own take on it. And I heard it in my head rearranged, even sung differently and things of that nature. So like I said, I played around with some software at the time, and there was remixes of what's his name, Music Soul Child's Beautiful.
Okay.
I was trying to find some soulful house remixes. And the versions that I heard, I was not happy with them at all. So I said, let me see what I can do, with the record, and find some beats that I feel would work with the record and see what I can do. And I played around with it, and I posted it on SoundCloud. And that's where I kind of got my start with posting my edits on SoundCloud, and started getting a reaction, an international reaction from it. And some of them were hip hop remixes. A lot of them were ballads that I turned into like housey type of tracks. Yeah. So that's what I became known for at first, to the point where people didn't realize I was a DJ. And then got an opportunity to play on Cyber Jams with Sammy Rock and House Cat. I used to come through the station to visit Neil Conway and a few other people, and I got to be cool with, well, you know her, Sheila Johnson. We knew
Yes.
her. Yeah. So and the late Janice and TC and a bunch of others. We all used to be in the chat room together, and they asked me, did I want to play? And I said, sure. And I've been with that station for 7 years. And I got to play music the way I wanted to present it because I didn't want to sound like everybody else, and I wanted to play selections that I felt that needed to be heard but wasn't getting heard because everybody seemed to play a lot of the same records all the time, and I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to do it my way and present music the way I wanted to present it, and it started to blow up. And then I was doing Mixcloud simultaneously, and my Mixcloud audience got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah. Oh, stop.
And we're going to collaborate on that in a minute, but say what you got to say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just started kind of a grassroots thing. I was just posting them on there, and at first I would just get maybe 50 to 100 plays a week, and then it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I think the highest amount I ever got was on, there was 6 sets in a row where I got upwards of like 10,000 plays, which shocked me because I was like, I was used to getting 1,000, 1,500, but those 6 sets, people are still hitting those sets and enjoying them. And even before that, just going to number one, and then also doing collaborations with my homie. Shout out to Angel B. We were doing the Best of Both Worlds series, so that also helped me out. And there's another gentleman from Italy that I did a collaboration with, Soul CO. I think that's how you pronounce it. We've done one. So there was one week where I was on, out of the 10 charts that I was on 9 of them at number one at the same time. And that was just, phenomenal. I was just like, I was shocked.
Well, let me say something. I really, really praise you to the point because you was number one on Mixcloud so many times. I can't even really count them, and that really influenced me a lot because I was being, it influenced me to play harder. Then all of a sudden I started being charted.
Okay, right.
And that's good when somebody can encourage you to actually try to do their best. And the outcome of it will be so overwhelming, So how did you feel actually when you look at the charts and you see yourself being number one simultaneously?
It's an awesome feeling because the thing is, like, I know, and I don't take it for granted. So when people put comments, I respond to them. Even when I post in multiple Facebook groups, I thank everybody, And I had a few people that didn't understand where I was coming from because, I try to be humble, as best I possibly can.
Yes.
Because the thing, I realized that they can listen to anybody out there. They don't have to listen to me. And I'm like, you took the time to click on a like, then I have to say thank you, because I want you to come back, and listen to me. Now, of recent, I haven't done a set since August 20th. I've been kind of in the funk. There's been a lot going on with COVID, and people dying, and it's kind of zapping my spirit as far as the sets are. I mean, I'm still doing my edits on Bandcamp, which is another website I forgot to give you guys. But that's where I've been focusing my attention on the production side of things. And as a solo, I used to be Teo and I used to be Soul Slayers. He's doing his thing and he's knocking it out. Working with he's now working with Ed Ramsey and Pam Weathers. My sis. We worked together first with Circles, and that became a top 40 soulful house record. And now she's doing her thing with Teo, which I'm really happy for the both of them. And I'm doing my thing on the low,
Right.
And I got my fan base on Bandcamp, where every time I put out something, I got my steady group that purchases my EPs. I got another one I'm working on as we speak. That's coming out 25. I put out about 27 of them so far, and 2 were my homage to Rossan Patterson, which helped me get a number 13 track on Track Source. I did his K Sarah, and he heard it, he loved it. So I'm happy about that. So I got that, working on some stuff with that.
Right.
Hoping to do some other things. I don't like to talk about what I'm going to come out unless I'm damn near finished. And I'm damn near finished with volume 25 of my Chemix Vaults, because that's something I've been working on for the 11 years. I have records that I've worked on. I never released them. I play them in some of my sets, and I get a lot of people that are interested in, purchasing them. So, and bootlegging them too. I've had people.
Well, that comes along with the game.
But I was pissed off. I'm like, damn. But I'm like, well, for two reasons, I had to check myself. One, I'm like, well, I'm doing the edit of an artist's record that didn't give me permission of, so I can't get mad. And then secondly, I'm like, they're doing, they're bootlegging the big guys, like Louis and Josh Milan. So if I'm in that company, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's how to look at it like that. So,
before we carry on, man, I want to big up to Sammy Rock. Give him an ovation for what he has done for a lot of people.
For the culture, yes,
periodically, and he's keeping the culture really in good standards. But we'll be right back, and we're going to listen to something from Hakeem, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk about that track after this. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's not just mine, it's on her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
Really down, playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. I know that different people make the world go round.
And it's all because of you, my dreams are coming true.
You're the sun that erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah. Nobody, 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 nobody.
Hey, we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. And in the house, we have Hakeem, Sybram. Hey, Hakeem.
Hey, what's up?
What I want to ask you, let's talk about the track that we just heard. And
Okay.
how did you actually come about it? And, how did you, get about just laying it down,
Well, I'll first start with a good friend of mine, Tony Jacks of Atlanta.
Okay.
Heard the song and he said, "Yo, hot." He always does this to me. It's like, he said, "There's a record by Stokely," and I'm a big Stokely fan from Mint Conditions. And he had told me, he said, "Stokely got this record called She. It's hot. You got to hit it." He said, "I want you to do a remix to it." I'm like, okay, let me hear it. So I heard it and I said, I'm not too sure. And then he said, approach it the way you approach a Rahsaan Patterson record. And he knows I do a lot of his stuff. So, so I said, I listened to it. I'm like, I heard it. I said, okay. So I wanted to lay down Afro, but not make it too hard and still keep the essence of the track. And I completed it, let him hear it, and he liked it. I was still kind of on the fence on it, because I'm always critical of my own stuff. So I'm sure you're the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I released it. And it became my most popular single on Bandcamp. And not only that, Tony Jacks got in contact with Stokely's manager, and the manager passed it on to Stokely so he can hear it. But even before that, shout out to DJ Beloved. He heard it from one of my sets or from somebody, and he got it played on BLS. And I still hear people saying that they still hear it on BLS from time to time.
Right.
And he plays it in his shows. I'm talking about Beloved plays on the shows.
Right.
And back to Stokely. Stokely heard it and he played it on his podcast, and he said he liked it. And I got the post where he stated that, this remix was fire. And I'm like, because I never did it with the artist in mind. I was doing it to my liking and hopefully, people got it, and a lot of people got it. So
right.
Yeah. So I'm just glad that people dug it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes what I might think is the hottest thing that I made or created is not always the hottest thing to everybody else. So I can accept that too. But art is art.
Well, sometimes you produce music and has a tendency of growing on people as well.
No, that's true. But this one was very instantaneous to people, but I didn't get it at first. So I was the one that was kind of late on it. And I thought, I just think it's all right. Everyone's like, no, this is dope. Sorry about the bugging here. Because even people like one of my favorite singers, Cherie Hicks, heard it. She loved it. She and I both are big Stokely fans. So and for Stokely to co-sign it, it was a good thing. So yeah. And then BLS playing it too. That was also awesome. Yeah.
My question to you is, how do you separate soulful house, Afro house from the different genres of house? What would be your input on that?
You know what? The lines are very blurred a lot of times. For me, something that's soulful is the chords, the chord progressions, the way it's being sung. If it has the underpinnings of what it is to be soulful or R&B-ish, to me that's soulful house, or the vocals are very soulful or gospel tinged.
Right.
That's soulful house to me. Afro house is, you have that hard Afro polyrhythmic beat, and then you have Afro tech. I think we get bogged down in all the different categories
Mm-hmm.
that is taken away from the art. You know, you could have a record that just not. It could be all everything. It could be Afro, soulful, and deep at the same time. You know, so I think we spend too much time putting labels on stuff and
Right.
just enjoy the music for what it is. If you think it's Afro house, fine. If you think it's deep, fine. You know,
You know,
doesn't
I,
really
I
make a
was,
difference at the end
I
of the
was
day.
just thinking about the fact that, you know, when Soulful House and Afro House came out,
Mm-hmm.
it was actually a crossover
Right.
with other people. And, you know, some people was telling me, you know, Soulful House and Afro House was predominantly for people of color, you know. And
I agree.
it just grew into the fact now that it became a crossover all over the world.
Well, that's what you know. And you know, I might get sued for saying this, but a lot of stuff that we create,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what the genre is, we can talk about jazz, we can talk about blues, you know, R&B. Even R&B has gotten lighter, you know, over the
Right,
years. You know, you have an Ariana Grande that sings very soulful, you know.
right.
You know, but you got these kids now that are starting out singing. They're not as soulful as they used to be. Some of
Right.
them sound a little different to me. But
Mhm.
I'm not the targeted audience. I just think that a lot of the stuff that we created, it's being taken away from us. You know, and we as a people, we get tired of certain things that we create something else.
Right.
You know, we had a heavy hand in the disco movement. You know, heavy
Yeah.
hand in the house music
Mhm.
movement. Techno. Every time I hear the word techno, it came from Detroit.
Right.
But you hear techno, they're always talking about like the Europeans created that. Yeah, it may
Yeah.
have been influenced by
I've
them.
heard that. But I have heard that, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it may have been influenced by them. You know, the Depeche Modes and all those electronic pop bands
Yeah.
that were out synth pop, as they used to
Right.
call them, were
Mhm.
influencing that style. Even Kraftwerk. You know,
Right.
Kraftwerk
Yeah.
influenced that and
Mhm.
influenced the electro funk movement we had going on. You know. But a lot of the music is still started here in the states
Mhm.
as a black thing, and you know parts of it been taken and made into other things. You know, so you know it is what it is.
My question to you is that we have a lot of upcoming producers and
Mm-hmm.
DJs and, you know, people that are actually artists right now. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you've been in the game for a long time and you've met a lot of people
I met a lot of people. Yes.
and you've seen a lot of things in the industry. So
Mm-hmm.
do you have any suggestions for them, you know, to encourage them so they don't have to fall into a pattern of a deeper hole of being discouraged?
I say learn the legal aspects of it. You know, just don't sign a contract without having a lawyer. Know what you're supposed to be getting as far as payment. You know, because there's a lot of stories out there being screwed. You know, make sure you have your publishing. There's so many things. Just make sure you understand the business aspect of it. You know, if you're singing and you're working with booking agents, you know, make sure that the contract is laid out in such a way that you're not getting screwed over, and have somebody look at that stuff.
Hmm.
So, because there's a lot of stories out there where people are excited because they get an opportunity, and you know, a lot of us have been through that,
Right,
and you get screwed over, and you're like, well, I didn't get paid, you know, that sort of thing.
right, right,
And you know, unfortunately, the house music, well, especially you know the house music that we listen to,
right.
it's not a large market that you know that lends itself with a lot of money, especially in this digital age. You
Yes,
know, in
you're
the
right.
vinyl age, you
Most
know,
definitely, yeah.
you made a lot more money. You know, and it
Mhm.
wasn't as easy to bootleg your stuff unless you went to one of those you know underhanded places that would do the
Right,
bootlegs. You know,
right.
and they press the white labels. But it just makes it very hard
Hmm.
to be out there as an artist, as a producer. You
Right.
have those that you know. You have the big names, like you know, like the Louis and the uh, Josh Milans. You know,
Right.
I big them up because you know they're dope
Right.
individuals.
Hmm.
You know, and then you have you know Jahad Muhammad and
Right.
um, beloved Sean Ali and
Yeah.
Monk Julius. All those guys. You know, you have a lot of those
I
guys
call
out
them
there.
the big leagues, you know. But what I want to
Or
say to you is that
yeah.
I'm thanking you very much for being on my show and being
Hmm.
very informative. And I appreciate your honesty as actually, you know, letting people know exactly where it's at.
Hmm.
And I want you to come again You know,
thank you.
I will be
Sure.
calling from time to time because we get deep, you know.
Yeah,
and
we do.
it's good to know that at least we be on the same wavelength that keeps us aware of our surroundings, especially in this thing called music, you know. So this has been another T-Lo video production, and my guest, Hakeem Sybram, is my guest, and stay tuned for another T-Lo video production. And thanks a lot, Hakeem.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
For the love of house.
The dynamic soul sounds of
For the love of
DJ
dance.
Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe.
That's nice, 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 nice,
DJ Tyrone Lowe. The dynamic soul sounds of DJ Tyrone Lowe.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house. It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.